Hey, welcome to House Shows Direct. My name is BJ Kinney, and today on the show we have Ian Foster and Meg Rice, founding members of the indie folk grass band The Friendly Reminders, based in Fort Collins, Colorado. We talked about everything from their introduction to music, odd hobbies, self-care as a musician, and the importance of having a bidet in every green room bathroom. You can learn all about them at friendlyremindersmusic.com. Before we get started, I want to mention a couple of nonprofit organizations that House Shows Direct is teaming up with. The Alliance for Suicide Prevention, working to prevent suicide in Larimer County through training and education, providing outreach and offering support. And Child Safe, providing therapy for victims of childhood abuse. You can get involved or donate at the allianceforsuicideprevention.org and childsafecolorado.org. Here's my conversation with the Friendly Reminders. Guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having us. Good to see you. The Friendly Reminders, Mr. Ian Foster and Meg Rice. So let's start off by, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about, each of your introductions to music, the music world, playing music, and then sort of like how you guys met and came together with the Friendly Reminders.
Oh yeah. Why don't you start?
All right. I grew up playing music with my family and doing like sing-along stuff, which was incredibly fun. And then started playing like open mics out. First time I ever played an open mic was at Avos, which was very fun. Mm-hmm. And then was in some bands, more like rock bands in my early 20s.
Yep. Avogadro's here in Fort Collins.
Yeah.
To clarify.
Yes, here in Fort Collins. And
Avos?
Then Ian, actually, I was living in a house with a drummer, our friend Andy, and Ian took over. Yeah.
And that's how Meg and I met. I heard Andy playing drums, and I had been playing punk rock in Wisconsin and had just moved here, and I heard him playing like NoFX or something like that, and I was like, I have to knock on this door. I can't afford to pass up a musician that like.
Were you delivering food?
I was delivering food, for Grubhub. And then I started a band with that guy, and I was in a band with him for 5 years. And Meg was his roommate for like the first year or something like that. And we were young. We were young then. We were in our early 20s.
And we were kind of like peripheral friends. We were friends, but like we didn't play music together.
You were in like a country band kind of.
Oh yeah.
And I remember feeling so far from that.
Did you guys quickly like find out how good you sounded together?
No. I ended up moving to the East Coast, and Ian moved into the house that I was living in.
Yeah.
And then flash forward 5 years, 6 years, I had moved back 4 years, something like that.
Something like that.
I was hosting the Lyric Open Mic.
All right.
And Ian came in. He had moved to North Carolina and then moved back. And he had some.
And that's where I got my like hillbilly want to play the twangy music like thing, or like a reawakened that being down there and like being around the really good stuff.
Yeah.
And being in different genres for so long, but kind of always interested in the music that had all of the same, instruments that were around now.
Yeah.
Always loving banjo, but not quite being able to like I wouldn't have differentiated like bluegrass and country and folk, and it's just all acoustic. Cause until then it's like punk rock for like. So I started playing music in church, and that was the first time I was like seeing people like play instruments and like sing, and the whole room sing, and it was really, I liked it.
Yeah.
And eventually I was in a punk band for like 10 years when I was a kid, so I was just always in a band.
Me too.
Yeah, we have that in common. I remember one time when we were out jamming in the pirate ship, I think that was one of the first jams I had done here, and I wish I could remember what song it was, but we did some punk shit as like a bluegrass circle.
I think it was NoFX or something.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Linoleum.
Yeah, it's probably Linoleum. I play that one. Cool. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of punk rockers that have found themselves playing like bluegrass, rockabilly, folk, country,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
There's certainly a pipeline.
Yeah, it translates for sure.
Well, you have a lot more energy when you're younger to be fucking pissed off all the time. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like you eventually
Yeah.
still want to be able to shred.
Yeah, and the angst kind of dissipates a little bit, but you still
Yeah.
have that like drive, the need to kind of express it through music. Yeah,
Totally.
Yep, I love it. Cool. Well, tell me about your day jobs. Meg, why don't you go first?
My day job, I work at the Eating Recovery Center in Denver. I have like an actual part-time job, which is crazy. And I work with the kids there. So they are kids who have eating disorders, and it's an inpatient facility. And I'm just floor staff, so I like get to hang out with them, make sure they're being safe, play games with them.
Cool.
Sometimes we sing songs if they're down, which is fun.
All right.
Yeah.
What
like,
games do you play?
all kinds of card games. They love playing card games. And it's fun because some of them don't have access to their phones, which is not necessarily fun for them.
Okay.
But for me, it makes it kind of enjoyable because you really get to see like how creative and
Oh,
how much they like to play, you know what I mean, when they're not just like buried in their phones.
that's great. So you guys play like Texas Hold'em, spades.
We have played poker.
Yeah.
We have played spades.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned spades when I was in jail for the weekend when I was 20.
What a great time to learn
Yeah.
spades. That's pretty. These kids are kind of in jail.
It was actually so it was like lockup, detox, but it was basically jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I learned from this old black dude who had like tobacco stash like in his armpit. You're supposed to have tobacco in there.
Nice.
And yeah, that was a cool experience. So what about your day job, Ian?
I work for the city, and I clean up the bus stops.
Nice.
And it's a very good job because it's really free. I kind of have my own truck, and I can just be around town,
Cool.
cleaning stuff up.
Yep. And then you have the weekends off.
Totally easy. Yeah, it's like perfect. Monday through Wednesday, 30 hours. And then make the rest of the money from music, or like try to.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully one day you don't have to do a day job. Or do you like having a day job and doing
I
something
think
different?
a lot about
from
that.
music?
Well, it's like it's an interesting. We've had. I like to differentiate gigs and shows these days, and it's kind of like a different. They're to me they're just the dynamic of either one of those things are like different. Like a show is to really display mainly original stuff and like connect with a crowd and try to make fans and like that whole thing and sell merch, where like a gig is a wedding or a
Yeah.
thing where you're more ornamental, but there's a whole art to that. Like there's like
Yeah.
it's a whole different thing to be background music and do that for 3 hours, and it's like worth money to people. And so it's kind of like where shows I haven't yet made that much money from any shows.
Yeah.
But and in that it's like it's man, I was harping on the question that you had asked me. What did you ask me?
Well, just about like if you ever had the option to not have to have a day job.
Like,
or do you like
there's other versions I think of making money from music that I don't know anything about, but if it was that, I think if I was making money from playing bluegrass cover gigs and making all my money from that, I think maybe just like anything else, I would just get tired of the same old.
Yeah, the grind.
Just because it's just
Yeah, 'cause anything could turn into a grind.
right, and then like risking that part of
Yeah.
my passion in life to become that versus like I plan to be like out on tour eventually and stuff like that, so I'm down to put all the time into that thing, but it's like the way that I know how to make money from it right now, I think
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
it's
like
like-
the mixture, like for sure, like the normal part of the week and then
It's a big change.
definitely.
Yeah.
And it's consistent
Uh-huh.
money wise,
Yep.
which is like pretty nice.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, so Meg, one thing you do that I love is the story swap up at the Lyric Cinema.
Yes.
Shout out to the Lyric. Yeah, my wife goes, I haven't been there yet, but my wife goes there all the time and just loves it.
I love seeing Gemma there.
So how'd you get into that?
I used to work at the Lyric years ago when it was on Mountain Avenue.
Right.
And then worked there moved away, came back, and didn't work there as like an employee, but basically just was a host. I hosted open mic for years, and then also we rebooted Story Swap. So it's an old event, honestly. Took a little break. Nick Holland was hosting it for a little bit. Nick Holland so much. Then COVID happened. But yeah, it is one of my favorite like live events in this community, honestly. It's so important.
People just get up and tell stories, and you do like a theme, right?
Yeah, it's a suggested theme. But yeah, people get up and tell true stories from their lives. Although we have had people do like fiction and whatever, but it's generally true stories from your lives, and they're like 8 minutes or less typically, and it's amazing. Honestly, I never walk away from a story swap being like, ugh, that was tough, you know. And it's a gamble because they're not pre-screened or anything. We have regular people who come who are strong storytellers, but yeah, a lot of times there are people who it's like their first time getting up and telling or talking into a microphone at all, and I think it's powerful. Good.
Yeah, the concept is really cool. Like I'd never heard of that until I heard that you guys were doing it, where people just get up and just share a story from their lives about, you know, I think you had one that was like dreaming or sleeping or wake, like I forget what the theme
I remember
was.
that. It was like waking and sleeping or something.
Yeah. I wanted to, and maybe I'll do it sometime, but I used to sleepwalk a lot as a kid. And I was like,
Sure, those are great.
it was
stories.
insane. And I one time sleptwalked out of an 8-foot loft because the ladder went straight down when I was 9 years old.
Yikes.
And my dad saw me sleepwalk out of this loft in the middle of the night, land on a hardwood floor, and I landed on my feet. So I just like woke
Like
up.
a cat.
Yeah, on my feet, you know. And I like telling that story because I'm like, you know, I learned then, like, no matter what happens, whatever I do in life, I'll land on my feet.
Nice.
So
That is a great story.
Yeah, but it's a
You should definitely come and tell that. And that's one that could be incorporated into a lot of different themes, you know?
yeah. Cool. Have you gone and done it? Have you told any stories?
It's been a long time. I've never done it. I've only seen it. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Would it be weird to like tell yours, because you tell stories so good through music, would it be weird just to tell the story versus sing it?
Oh no, I love to talk.
Yeah. Take it away. Cool. What about so what was like your childhood like growing up? So did you skateboard?
I tried to skateboard, and there was an era where I was going to be a skater,
Yeah.
and I saw all the right movies, and I was in the garage or outside, but I don't know, I was not a very coordinated in that way
Yeah.
kid, and I kept hurting my hands, and I was also starting to learn how to play guitar and stuff, and I was kind of just like, it was like one time I tried to jump some curb thing with my bike and just smash my hand up, and I was just like, man, that's kind of that felt like my answer. Like, well, I'm getting way more out of guitar. I'm getting way quicker, way further on the guitar quicker than I am becoming a BMX superstar.
Yeah.
But you know, one day I probably will still be a BMX superstar.
Yeah.
I'm still, you know.
Did you get in a lot of trouble as a kid, or?
No, I was not. No, I was not very. I think I was pretty afraid of rules.
Yeah, like breaking the rules.
Yeah, and then I mean that comes with being. I mean, it's a different way for all people, but like I would say the kind of religious thing that I was in and around was definitely pretty guilt trippy in general.
Oh, yeah.
It perforates and you kind of learn ways to think like that. But
Yeah.
no, I don't think did you get in trouble a lot?
I was definitely more of the troublemaker between my sister and I, but she was also, you know, golden child vibe, so it wasn't like a hard
Yeah.
thing to
Yeah.
compare.
Did you ever steal?
No, that makes sense
I was
between
not
you
a
and
stealer, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I was more of like a.
I stole a lot.
Okay.
Once I was in my late teens and early 20s, just from the store. I'll say it. From the store. I just
one's door.
Self checkouts. They didn't used to be so militant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There
Yep.
like now there's a camera that's like guilting you,
Yeah.
just making you look bad right in front of
To
your own
look
face.
at your own self
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the camera.
Look at yourself. Yeah. There's a Jim Beam honey whiskey in this bag that never needed an ID. Anyways,
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I stole some stuff. But then I learned karma like fast.
it
Like,
is
now, I
like
even if I forget to pay
That's
for
real.
like $1 item at the store, I feel bad. I go back in and pay for it. You know, but
I think that's real. It's like I'm lucky I never got caught doing any of that as like a 19-year-old or whatever. Like, because that can really like just like I don't know
yeah.
hurt your record
Mm-hmm.
and then change the way you can get jobs and all of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Not good.
Yeah, I got most of that out of my way by the time I was 18.
Yeah, BJ, did you get into a lot of trouble growing up?
I did. Well, I didn't get caught a lot. I mean, we were kind of nuts. Like I lived in like government subsidized housing. And so it was Kimberly Meadows. We called it Kimberly Ghettos. And, we were always like, we stole some car stereos and we were building pipe bombs and, throwing rocks at the UPS driver and, breaking windows and, nothing too crazy, but, it was the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
You got a lot, or you get away with a lot more.
Yeah, I think it's just more rough and tumble the further back you go.
Yeah.
And there's still messed up things happening in the world, but it feels like just at least in the places I've lived and been,
Yeah.
it's not as like, I will say again, rough and tumble.
Yeah.
I think some of that is good, though. I mean, clearly it's like shaped
Yeah.
who you are and what you've built, and that ability to be like,
too
I don't
soft
have to do it exactly how
A little bit.
everybody's telling me I have to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we used to like light off fireworks and shit in the hallway and, but now with like the
Now you can't even
gun
piss
culture
on
and
camera.
violence. Yeah. No. Exactly. Yeah, I think in some ways it's changed for the better. Like a lot of the bullying and stuff used to be so bad.
Yeah.
And now it's just like,
Well, when did DNA testing for crimes happen? Like late 80s? It's actually not that long ago.
I think so, yeah.
And I feel like that has a lot to do with things. I don't know, just like the general, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't, I mean, now there's cameras everywhere. There's
fibers.
Like, you
That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Because it would have just been like much more normal. I feel like people getting knocked off, or it happens now, but it's like people don't, I don't know.
Are
that
you
a lot of people get away with
Or do you
with
get
that.
weirded out about being surveilled?
Well, see, that's the caveat, or actually that's the caveat is that you can catch killers. The real thing is that they want to surveil us in every chance.
Yeah. I saw some cameras when I was in England because they have CCT everywhere in a bathroom. They have cameras in the bathrooms, not like in the stalls.
Yeah, but like in the corner.
But
where
I'm
you
like-
can't- yeah.
I don't like that.
Where was that at?
In England.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's further along over there. Like, I was watching this thing the other day. Are we trying to go there on this half? Maybe we'll
Go
wait.
for it.
Okay, like I was watching this thing the other day where they were talking about these basically like court cases or more like tickets that were given to kids for like vaping in bathrooms and shit caught on audio recording equipment in like the fire alarms and shit.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, they're like,
Like who's taking those apart and looking at it? I don't
It's a
know.
fine line,
yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Right.
Yeah, I remember when bus cams started. I was in 6th grade and like the first bus cam came out.
Like on the bus?
Yeah, like we're
Yeah,
behind the
like at the
driver.
front. Yeah, like it records audio. It's like shitty audio and actually really shitty video. But I always sit at the back, and I had this great idea to take Elmer's glue bottles and put the marker ink in them, and like color the glue bottle and just shake it up, and then I covered like all the bus windows with glue.
Bro, see, that's
You know?
pre-internet thought. No one
Yeah.
thinks like that.
Creative.
That's
Just
awesome.
creative.
Sorry. And then I got called into the principal's office the next day, and she pulls up the footage on this like shitty little TV, the principal, and she's like, "That's you." Like getting onto the bus. I'm like, yeah, that's me getting on the bus. And then you kind of see me fade off, and it's like a little dot by the end of the bus, And she's like, "Yep, that's you. Okay, now." And then you see like this arm come up and start gluing the windows. I'm like, no, I was sitting there. She's like, "But I saw you sit there." I'm like, "No, I moved seats." That it's like blurry and fuzzy, But she couldn't like pin it on me. She's like, "I know it was you." I'm like, "That's not me."
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Did you get away
That's
with it?
badass.
I ended up getting suspended for a day, but I was just like, nope, but she still suspended me for a day. And my parents didn't really like punish me. They weren't my mom would be like, oh, well, Bobby, if he did it, he probably did it for good reason, like, okay, guess I'll keep doing this shit.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, I don't know how much I want to get into some of the criminal activities, but,
We got the other 25 minutes after this, too.
yeah.
We'll start going down that list.
Cool. Well, what are some of the things you guys like to do outside of music, outside of work, like hobby-wise? You got any weird interests or,
So many.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I'm
really
pretty
you're good at hobbies.
Yeah, I'm like a hobby.
You're good at like having a new hobby.
gal.
Always like stitching away at stuff and like.
Yeah. I think it keeps me from going completely insane.
And that part is obvious, and I think it makes it more badass that it's not like heroin.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like
Everyone's a terrible hobby.
yeah.
Thank you.
I quit drinking alcohol, and when I stopped drinking, it was like I just am busy. I just have a busy brain and busy hands. So I do a lot of like needle crafting, like cross stitching, embroidery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know, various crafts I'll get into. I like to garden. I became a gardener in the last couple of years.
Such
That was
a good
huge.
garden. So much food.
Reading. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, readings.
What do you do? What the heck do you do?
Trying to save my breath. For what I'm going to kill time here.
Weird thoughts.
Yeah.
I do a lot of sitting around thinking weird thoughts. I play a lot of music, and like often if I'm doing anything other than work or kind of like tending to the self, cleaning the apartment, exercising and all that kind of, stuff. It's often so musical. It's cool to be in such a conductive place because there's always a jam going on or someone's playing here or there, and I do a lot of that. Cool. Now it's the winter and it's kind of like winter.
Yeah.
The other day I was at not the other day, sorry, last year I was working an event where it was a Christmas event, like on Christmas or the day after or something like that. And there was snow only on the decorations, and the decorations were kind of like old and faded out.
Cool.
And there was no snow on the ground, and it just kind of felt like, I don't know, that felt poetic.
Yeah.
I saw that the other day, a polar bear at a gas station, like a decal on something for the gas station, and I was just like, man, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
That's going for it.
So that's your hobby, is just noticing weird shit.
Yeah, just like how how messed up everything is.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you like maybe getting like those, like a Discman that goes on your arm, like the armband with the Discman, and then like a whole thing, like a sleeve of CDs, and then like rollerblades.
Yeah.
With headphones.
Absolutely.
That'd be something you'd try?
I'm down to do it.
Yeah.
Chris, can we move the cameras? All right.
Yeah, BJ pulls out all the equipment needed to try this now.
Ian has a hobby now.
Add this.
Yeah.
All right. That would be sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could do a hobby.
Yeah. Exactly. Cool. Let's see. What's been on your minds lately? Like, just, what are some of the things that you're excited about or worried about, or I don't know. What have you been thinking about?
Man, I just went on a couple little trips back homeward, so no trips coming up.
Wisconsin?
Went to Wisconsin, went to North Carolina.
Okay.
And looking forward to our Aggie show for sure. Mm-hmm. There's always something cool to look forward to in a show.
How many times did you guys play the Aggie now?
Like 40.
40?
I think like 5. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep. I heard they got a bidet.
No way.
Yes. I think they put it in right after you guys played.
In the public bathroom?
No, in the green
room bathroom.
As like a message to send a
That's what Matt Skinner told me, and he was like, I made them put that in there.
That's huge.
He's responsible for the bidet.
Wow, Matt Skinner, once again.
Yeah. And when Nick Shoulders
his
was playing,
legacy.
he was talking about it.
Nick Shoulders use that bidet, huh?
Clean his butt with it. Yeah.
Good.
It's a throne.
Yeah.
Now it is a throne.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
there's got to be some kind of like list, like a
like a guest
like an
book?
autograph. Yeah, like a guest book for the bidet.
Well, I feel like half the conversations I've been having lately with people like lead to a conversation about a bidet.
Do you have a bidet?
I do. Yeah. It's got heated water, heated seat. My wife got me one for my 40th.
Should we have for Nolan for Christmas?
Yeah.
I already have a gift for
did
him.
that
Maybe it was
part
birthday. Yeah.
They're life changing. You do have to run power if you get the one with like heat
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, they're nice. They're like life changing. But then you turn into a bidet snob. So if you're like hanging out a brewer and you got to take a shit, you're like,
I don't remember how to do this.
yeah, you forget how to wipe your ass. Yeah, basically.
They should make like a portable bidet that you can just. Would it even be possible? You know.
Yeah, like
BYO.
like one of those garden.
You just got to get a
Bring your
squirt
own
on
bidet.
that boy. Just kind of take the electricity out of it.
All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll take a break now. I gotta use the bidet.
I'll bet you $5 the next interview wraps up the same week.
Hey folks, I'm here at Music City Hot Chicken in Fort Collins, Colorado, just getting some lunch. I've got the gluten-friendly green chili chicken tenders with sweet potato fries and house sauce. You know, I asked the owners the other day what was in their house sauce, and they said that they would tell me, but then they'd have to kill me. Anyway, they've got multiple locations in Fort Collins and in Denver. This is my favorite location in Fort Collins, Midtown. Let me spin you around here and give you a quick little tour. So they've got a pretty stylish dining room here with cozy booth seating, plenty of room for friends and family. Their walls are covered with local art. They've also got a pretty kick-ass bar here. They serve cocktails, Mai Tais, margaritas. They've got an excellent selection of beers on tap. Check out those skate decks on the ceiling. Isn't that rad? Their menu is pretty great. They've got excellent mac and cheese. I love their fried catfish sandwich. And right over here, we've actually got Jordan, one of the owners. Hey, Jordan, what makes Music City Hot Chicken so special?
My brother and I started Music City in 2016 with a focus on quality food made from scratch. We work on supporting our community, especially the music community.
And there you have it, folks. Music City Hot Chicken, Nashville hot chicken at its finest. Yeah, I forgot what we were just talking about before that commercial break.
Bidets.
Bidets, yeah. I think that's enough bidet talk. For one.
We'll get
day. Bidet. Let's see. What do you guys think about like the whole world of like self-growth and healing and like all that like self-help world?
Like woo-woo type world or
Any which version. What do you think?
I think it's pretty important. And I think it's kind of like our responsibility
Yeah.
to kind of dig into and look at the things that are sharp inside of us and kind of learn how to smooth those out. And in that you kind of see that everyone kind of has a version of that going on, or at least a lot of us do. And so it's kind of, it's been really helpful. I think, anything can kind of get bastardized also.
Yep.
So,
yeah, doing it in a way that feels authentic to
right.
to the
Because
self.
you also use that to cover up.
We kind of build our own philosophies, religions, ways of, healing from our shit. Like, and that might be mushrooms in the mountains, or a therapist, or it might be something spiritual, or meditation, stuff like that, and I've dabbled with a lot of different modalities,
if you will.
if you will. But I'm also like, I don't know, some of the cheesy shit just I'll see like a video of a dude that's like, I'm just getting in the cold plunge, and then I'm gonna sauna, maybe do some breath work, like clear my mantra, and all that makes sense. I actually do all of those things, but I'm like, it just gets really corny too.
Totally. And I feel like we're in such a culty time, like capitalist culty time, that so many things that are good at their core can become kind of gross
Yeah.
in that way,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. Yeah, and it gets exploited and stuff too. But yeah, I've read so many like, self-help books. You know what I've been getting into lately who I really like is Mel Robbins. You know Mel Robbins?
Oh, heard of Mel Robbins, never read it.
Well, she did like a TED talk, but her latest book is called Let Them. And that's like literally all it is. She's like, your relatives are pissing you off, like they're being weird, they're this or they're that.
Don't try to change it.
It's like, let them. And then the second part is let me. So it's like, let them be dysfunctional and fucked up and weird. And then let me, either draw a boundary or detach from it or just go to the get together for a half an hour and say hi, give hugs and leave,
That's amazing.
But yeah, I'm
So helpful.
Wisdom.
Yeah. I've got like piles of books that are all half read and earmarked, and I'm learning to apply maybe 5% of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely feels like a journey.
Yeah.
And it's not every day is like the forward,
Yeah.
step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes it's one step forward, two steps back, or the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are some things you do, Meg, to like take care of yourself?
Jazzercise.
Okay.
And I'm not even joking. I do go to jazzercise, and I love it so much, and it helps my brain.
Yeah.
You just get to do kind of dorky dance moves, lift some little 8-pound weights, with 50-year-old women, and it's very fun.
Nice.
Also riding my e-bike. So I'm not actually pedaling or putting in any effort, but I do. It makes me feel like a kid and youthful.
Flying around.
Yeah.
Those things are awesome.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. Oh, Nolan, what does Nolan call his?
Is e-hog.
E-hog.
It's like I'm gonna get on the.
It's like a thick one with like thickness. It's really cool.
Do you wear a leather jacket?
Oh yeah.
No, he doesn't. What about you? You kind of seem like a mushrooms in the mountains kind of guy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And after all this time, I know I saw you at the Fort Collins Club, and it's like feels kind of cliche, but like along with like jazzercise and just like moving around, it's just like all the drugs can kind of like some of them can kind of hit on that kind of stuff and give it certain kinds of insight, but just like one bout of 20 to 45 minutes of actually moving around, beyond what your daily job, beyond what my daily job brings me to do, because even if that's kind of active, if I'm doing it every day, it's like kicking my ass. It's just like one of those can do me good for like a month. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like I like to do it more than that, but it's like I think it's cool to go and etch out that space with the shrews in the mountains, and I have for so long, and I still do, and then kind of know the space, or when it first like was like brand new, and it was kind of, it really did make it still makes such a huge difference, but I feel like the practical like day-to-day that's like makes sense is like if I'm moving, then I'm just like every staircase, every in and out of a car, every sitting for too long, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
If you can take the lack of enjoyment out of those little things, that shit adds up. Like, and that like follows you around, and it's kind of like, I've also like thought of it. I heard a massage therapist put it like this, where our muscles are kind of like saran wrap.
Okay.
If you took a bunch of saran wrap and you put it into a bunch of these strands, and then you wrap that with a bunch of different layers of just like main saran wrap, and then you could put oil in there, and the whole thing kind of moves around. But if the oil wasn't, if it just sat in a regular position for like a long time, and then you try to like move it around, it'll make all these little bubbles, which is kind of like what a bad knot in your back. Not everything you feel like that is, but and then the yoga and breathing and moving around, all of that stuff creates salivation response, and then that greases up the saran wrap.
Cool.
And so just that life where it's flowing upon itself and like it's been used just today or just yesterday or whatever, it makes a surprising difference that I think it can be. I fall back in the pit of not moving around that much.
Yeah.
A lot, and it can be hard to remember how much better it actually is. It's not a little bit better.
So it's like a conscious awareness of how your body functions and all the little things you're doing on a daily basis, just being more conscious of that. Anything from like posture to movement, just you know what I mean? Like
It can be sad. It can feel sadder to feel like down and in pain because of it, and like it can be happier to be like
yeah. Well, and you have to have good posture being a musician too. Otherwise, you end up,
especially Alex.
Yeah.
Alex has like I think it's like no, it's 11-pound banjo.
The banjo is almost weighs as much as like the bass.
I'll pick it up every once in a while and I'll
heavy,
just be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, banjos resonators on them are
Yeah.
especially heavy. Gosh, I gotta remember to bring up something that promotes house shows. So what like talk to me a little bit about the kind of this world between like playing traditional venues, or even like wedding gig, brewery gig versus like playing like an intimate house show.
Ugh,
House shows are awesome.
they're amazing.
Pretty much every time I would say.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for like I said, I've been playing music in a band at places since I was like 15 or something like that. And man, like there's some where like 4 people are in a living room,
Yeah.
that happens. But I think a house show is so cool because you only need the beginning, like the low end of 25 people for it to feel packed in.
Yeah.
And then it's like it tends to be more of a listening room, especially if the PA is not, because we play like string band music,
Yeah.
and you don't even need a PA.
No.
And I find that if you go below that threshold of that sound, if anyone's talking, there's so much more of an asshole because there's not a lot of space to talk, and it ends up being just usually just a listening room in a really cool. It's cool to see any room turn into a show space. Like it's just like
It
any
transforms it.
Yeah.
Totally. And it's so the ethos of the house shows is just like so much more
Ancient.
music forward.
That would've come
community
first.
Forward.
Yeah, those were the first shows.
Yeah.
Right? Like in a cave.
Yep. And like house too.
Growing bones.
Exactly. One of my favorite shows I've ever been to in my whole life was at the Artery upstairs, like in the gallery area. And it felt like a house show just being up there. It was this band called Spirits of the Red City from Minnesota. I don't think they play anymore. They're so good. But just so beautiful, and like not having to worry about the hassle of like dealing with a venue. I don't know. It's
Yeah. And the whole production aspect.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels more like you're attending house shows and playing house shows too.
Yeah.
Also feels like there's just more of a connection a lot of the time. There's not this like big separation, like we're up here doing this thing and you are down there listening to, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. You're more integrated with the audience and they're more like a part of the show. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not just focused around like partying and boozing and drinking. It's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You can bring a few beers, BYOB, but like.
Right. There isn't the infrastructure for that either. Yeah. Like the bar is not there.
And it's not
like,
sell with alcohol.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Well, and what I love about it too is like, it's a lot of times it's like neighbors coming over. It's people you've never met, people that have never heard your music.
Yeah.
You end up getting a lot of new listeners and fans.
Totally. And
Totally.
for the idea of house shows direct is like, I've like heard artists like touring and stuff like that where it's like a house show, like something that's not on any books. You kind of know a guy who knows a guy in a place where you're going to play a different show, but you have a day
Yeah.
where you have it. And like, they're like, you can sell a good amount of merch at a house show, and like people will pay $20 a person at a house show, and it's like that makes a difference on someone's course. Like
Totally. Also, the option of having the flexibility and DIY-ness of being able to do kind of a sliding scale thing is sometimes incredible, because like
bring a lot more
people can come who maybe at that moment couldn't afford a $25 ticket. But then you get people who are like, man, this was so wonderful and I'm kind of on the up and flush right now. I'm going to kick in $100 right now. And like,
totally.
It's great.
I don't know. It to me, it feels like a totally different experience. You know?
Yeah.
So
Having the mix is good. And also I think, it's not to like completely trash on all venues, because there are some venues that are really
I love
amazing.
doing all of it. I love doing all of it. To be real.
But there is a magic about a house show that truly cannot be duplicated.
yeah,
You know.
I feel like I mean, I've played and performed some music. You know, I haven't done like what you guys have been able to do, but I can imagine that the house shows kind of provide a little bit of like alleviation, you know, especially if you're like on tour and you're playing a bunch of traditional venues. Gives you a chance to just like do something different,
Definitely. And
to like kind of get away from it all.
yeah, exactly. There's not like a pressure to it.
Yeah,
But then it's like it's cool to play to it, like the intimacy level of it, and like the actual like feeling of like actual years on your stuff can be like more than playing to like a lot of people.
One thing I wanted to ask is, what are like some of the struggles as musicians? You know, anything from like writer's block to just getting tired of it, or I don't know, deal with assholes at venues, or you know, what are some of like the common struggles you guys deal with, if any? Maybe you don't.
I feel like I would say it's like just the admin stuff, just the background admin work that doesn't get done,
Yeah,
and just like I just want to be a songwriter, and then like don't
yeah,
pitch to people, and like and so it's like kind of like still learning this process where I kind of feel like I should kind of have it down by now. But we're like in a really conductive like medium-sized town,
yeah,
and word kind of gets around if you're doing something cool, and we've kind of been asked to do a lot of things, and I think I thought that meant I was good at booking shows, but I just kind of like am in a little medium town, and word kind of gets around, and so it's kind of like been awesome, and it's been a really cool learning process, and I think like it's making sense as far as like what that approach is.
yeah,
Procrastination, that's the biggest struggle.
yeah,
Otherwise it's a breeze. Otherwise it's like very fun.
yeah.
And even that stuff can be fun. Even sending important emails can feel so like
Yeah, it's computer stuff.
right.
The computer stuff.
Computer stuff.
Gosh, it must have been nice, like pre-computer, pre-social media for musicians, because it was like, you know, you didn't have to be in people's face so much and steady on that. It was like people were hunting down your music, but it might have been harder too. I don't know. What about you? Do you have stuff that gets to you?
Definitely. But I feel like a big thing is like making the balance of time like financially viable can be a thing. Having a second job does help with that. But yeah, especially trying to like also be an adult and
Yeah.
yeah.
Have some of
Very
the weekends
but-
taken up, like all the weekends can be taken up, and then it's kind of like, well,
Yeah. Just a lot of time.
yeah, learning that too, learning that balance of not overdoing it on things that aren't worth the time, not because they're not important or anything, but just because like sometimes it can be like and that's more kind of like thinking about gigs and like just doing a lot of gigs where I'm like thinking like about the money.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about just like how that's going to fit into my rent and everything for that month.
Yeah.
And then like just not seeing that I just did 3 of those every weekend for too many weekends, and not enough of them make that big of a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at a certain point, it's like we could just make music in the living room and it would be fun and enjoyable. But when you start taking it out of that and investing time into like playing shows and gigs, I don't know, it gets it's a lot of time and then varying amounts of money, which isn't even the biggest part of it, but you know.
But there's only so many days in the week, you know, like that's definitely a reality.
Yeah.
And then we all still have like regular jobs.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like.
And you guys get along pretty good, like as a band.
Yeah, we do.
like
We have a
good
crew. Yeah, we have a really good crew. I'm excited to go. We're going up to Laramie and gonna go to the thrift store hopefully. And so it's just like I don't know. We've got a fun group.
Try to keep it light. Yeah. Cool. I feel like some of your music is very like like your songwriting and stuff. I hear like UFO themes maybe in there, a little bit like dimensional kind of stuff.
I just started writing some legit. Yeah, I wrote an abduction song the other day, and then I made like a space cowboy song.
Okay.
That'll be connected in this musical. We have a space cowboy musical.
Sweet.
And that's always just been like a fun thing. We never quite fleshed it out. But
but not like a scary abduction story. More like
the one I wrote is kind of dark. It's a little bit dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit like didn't help the protagonist to have gone through that.
Yeah.
And I actually posted a video of me playing it, and then I put a poll that said, "Have you ever been abducted?" And then this lady Marta,
Marta from the lyrics.
Yeah, this old friend of ours, her husband come to our shows so much, and she had mentioned that she knows someone who was taken with their sibling, and she's like, "I'll tell you the next." And so it's like, we'll see.
Sweet. I love those stories.
It's crazy.
Yep. I've heard some wild UFO alien kind of stories and stuff.
There.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's crazy the turnover in the culture and in the, just the sphere of things that when you talk about that, it's a different thing. And my whole life, I've always, we've all, like, there's those of us who have just always been fascinated in things like that.
Yep.
And then when you hear the stories in these kooky History Channel, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't, it's like, well, what is that? That's all just people making up stories. Like,
yeah. I mean, some people are crazy, but I think most people aren't. I think life is weird and we don't really understand what it all is. And
totally.
I maybe I'm too gullible. I tend not to dismiss people's wild, crazy stories, but also like, no, I think anything's possible. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Well, it's like, why is the military talking about it? Like,
yeah.
And is that, are they telling us what they... Maybe we don't go there on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we could start talking DMT or, that's I think that's a portal.
I hear they're yoga powered.
Yeah. Yoga powered?
Yeah, the UFOs are basically, they're like chi powered.
Oh.
Directed. Like driven.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a fossil fuel.
No, it's chi. It's pure 100% chi power.
Like 114.
Cool. Well, what from your like community fan base, all the people that follow your music, go to your shows, and as your your fan base expands, what are some of the things that we can do as fans to like support you guys, help you make more money maybe, or just I don't know, make the experience, because you guys give us so much.
Well, first of all, thank you. It's cool to hear that, and it's always before ever playing shows, and playing shows where there's like consistent shows.
Yeah.
And you hear people say that the people that come out are like the reason that it happens, and I always as you see the musician say that, and it seems cheesy, but it's like it's pretty true. Like if there's no people out there, then there's no show. And it's cool to have that feedback loop where it's for all of us. Everyone in the room is equally there for like a good time. I think, being at the shows, like that's huge.
Yeah, go to shows.
We're starting to play outside of Fort Collins and like come into the ones that are in new places is huge, and people do, and it means so much. It's like it's hard to I don't know. It's hard to ask people to come drive a couple hours, but
Yeah.
It's always a good time. There's always troopers and
Yeah. Probably buy merch when you remember to bring it.
yeah, we're alerted. We are alerted. We have new T-shirts.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Cool.
new logo.
Awesome. Who did the work?
My fiance Tristan did.
She's pretty creative.
She
This is
is.
amazing.
Dude, when we had the karaoke night here, she stole the show. People were just like,
She crushed.
yeah. People are like, where do I pay? I'm like, this is just a party. They're like, where? Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. She's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
she's awesome. She's got a great art eye, and she's got her graphic design stuff down, and so
Yeah.
she's an awesome like part of all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool to have creative partners too, right? Like Nolan, he plays, right?
It's amazing.
Nolan's amazing. I just heard Meg just sent some recordings of them played in the living room, and it's like so good. He's playing with us at the Aggie on the 8th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounded good. Yeah.
The night.
Yeah. Yeah. Him and I start talking
like
like punk rock and skateboarding. And just, he's old schooler.
Specifically, you would love Nolan.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for doing this, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You
thank
too.
you.
Great to see you. Hope you didn't get cooked out by the wood stove, too.
No,
just
extremely cozy as always.
I was getting a little shaky.
All right. Cool. Well, let's do a song, huh?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Thanks, BJ.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Heather, we can just do the song with AI, right?
A good intention is a whisper on the wind. Recycled bags are gathered at the river's bend. I would reuse them, but I don't want to get in. And I'm sure the end is coming soon. Economy is all but inflammation based. The pests grow larger off these pesticides each day. 0.1%, a working class of slaves. And I'm just writing in my room, waiting on what waits for me till I've shed this blood I hold, turning currency to calorie, trying to turn this lead to gold, trying to turn this lead to gold. Well, I met a wizard in a winter hat. She was exalted till she'd fallen through the cracks. She did a porno back in 1970, and now she sleeps out on the dirty city streets. But she feels the judgments of a taxidermy deer, but she'll never worry about a net loss fiscal year. Uncertainty won't turn her courage into fear. And she's sure the end is coming soon. She says I'm dirty like a forest floor. I'm a perfect mess till I am no more. I cannot reap what what I cannot sow. I'm a barren field where nothing grows, where I'm waiting on what waits for me till I've shed this blood I hold, turning currency to calorie, trying to turn this lead to gold, trying to turn this lead